Hey everyone, are you panicking about being single on Valentine's Day like Ellen?
Oi!
Well, don't worry, because you might not be missing out on much. In fact, we're going to be taking a look at 6 video game characters that show sometimes you're better off single.
I'm right here! Gather round and hear the story of Kurt the Thug. Kurt was by the waterfront in Bloodstone when suddenly the hero of Albion gave him a thumbs up, like you should do with this video. He didn't think much of the hero at first, but then they started to flirt with him, checking out his mini menu to see what he liked. That's not a euphemism, by the way. Kurt felt worshipped and adored. Before long, they were engaged and the hero set their marital home as the beautiful Serenity Farm. It was perfect.
Marrying you is a dream come true, baby.
Until one day he opened his stupid gob and said this.
You go and fix up your looks and I'll love you even more than I do now.
Bad move. See, what Kurt didn't know was that this hero had sided with the evil Temple of Shadows, and those words made it that much easier for them to lure him down there and spin the wheel of misfortune to decide exactly how painfully he would die.
I say, that looks like a jolly good sacrifice you had there, old bean.
Still, he helped the hero win the Maelstrom, a legendary longsword with a particular taste for guards. I think you'll agree that it was a noble sacrifice.
As far as romantic getaways go, Bright Falls is a pretty good choice. It's a historic logging town with beautiful scenery, a cosy cottage in the middle of Cauldron Lake, and friendly locals, at least most of the time. So Alan Wake must have been pretty chuffed when his good wife, Alice, booked them in. But instead of a nice bottle of wine and a wee cuddle next to the fire, she's keen to break his writer's block with some nice, weird therapy sessions. I mean, it seems pretty supportive to me, but it doesn't go down too well with Alan. I mean, let's be honest, we've all fallen out with our other halves on holiday, but it doesn't usually end up with someone getting dragged into a lake by demonic shadow nutters. To be fair to Alan though, he does go to some pretty incredible lengths to get Alice back, and without spoiling too much, he does eventually make quite a sacrifice for her. But you're better off without him, Alice. He drinks too much coffee, and he's getting a bit old for that whole blazer hoodie look.
There's not many relationships that almost end up causing the demise of the entire human race, and even though it starts off so brilliantly, her saving his life countless times, making sure he's okay, helping him to complete missions, but then goes absolutely cuckoo psych on him due to rampancy, and that's Cortana and the Master Chief from Halo. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of the Master Chief, but you have to think, if he didn't try to save Cortana when she went into rampancy, who actually gave me nightmares when she had her episodes, it was so freaky, we wouldn't be in the position where she traps the Master Chief in a time bubble because she still loves him, and John still thinking he can speak sense into her and stop her using the Forerunner Guardians as weapons, but no. She goes off to destroy the universe in an incredibly off fashion. Just a warning, spoilers, but when she appeared on the Infinity at the end of Halo 5, I would be out of there in a flash, like I'd be gone. So really, if the Master Chief had just used his assault rifle to take out Cortana when she was stuck in his head, everyone would be in a much better position. Love's ridiculous.
So you're happily married to the love of your life, someone you're so comfortable with that you can get ready with them in the bathroom and watch as they change their entire head in front of you. What?
Wait, did you go to the hairdresser yesterday?
Yes, they went to the hairdressers. Your family is lucky enough to get places in Vault 111, which you reach just in time and think, phew, narrowly escaped death there. Or so you thought. Instead, you're lied to by Vault Tech, cryogenically frozen, woken up, shot as strangers rip your baby from your arms, then have your dead body frozen again. I mean, this one is a bit harsh, as you do at least have the brief joy of a happy marriage and bringing a child into this world, if only to then have him stolen from you as you die in front of your spouse. And even though you have passed on, your love promises you that they're going straight off to find your missing son. Sure, oh no, wait, hang on. They're just doing a million side quests and putting goggles on a dog. Never mind.
If you're married, you'll know that you've got to give up some of that single stuff, like going out to the pub with your mates all the time, or playing video games in your pants all weekend on a diet of Frazzles and Lilt, and I miss it so much. So respect to Abigail Marston then, who got her husband John to give up being a notorious outlaw. But just when things are at the peak of domestic bliss, the feds turn up and force John to hunt down and kill all of his old mates. I mean, my wife just made me delete mine off Facebook, so that's pretty extreme. Abigail waits patiently while John's putting slow-mo bullets in like 90% of the Wild West and gallivanting around Mexico. We probably shouldn't even mention his friendship with Bonnie, but she's rewarded when he comes home triumphant, gets on with being super ranch dad, and they all lived happily ever after until the feds show up again. It's all a bit too much for Abigail, and not long after, she ends up buried next to John. But things could have been a lot worse, like for instance, she could have been turned into a zombie by her redneck uncle and chowed down her own son and left hog-tied by her husband. Like that would ever happen, eh?
Have you ever felt like being a head, just a head, attached to a hot cheerleader's belt, but used as a weapon to kill zombies by being thrown, kicked, and whipped? No, me either. But guess what? In Lollipop Chainsaw, that's exactly what happens to Nick, who's waiting for the lovely Juliet, who 100% is not dressed for the occasion. Like, personally, I'd go for a boiler suit, which would be far more suitable for killing a load of zombies, not a cheerleader's outfit. And you have to feel really sorry for Nick. He gets bitten by a zombie, about to die before he confesses his undying love to Juliet in fairly cheesy fashion.
I kind of sort of, you know, love you.
Before Juliet decides to save him because of her somewhat odd upbringing and just makes him into a head. Literally a head that can't even float. But really, you would have to ask yourself, would Nick rather have died or just stayed single, where he wouldn't have been ever bitten in the first place because he was waiting for Juliet? Yeah, easy choice.
So those are some people who should have just dumped their dates and stayed in on Valentine's Day to play video games, like I'm planning to.
And if there are any more you can think of, let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.
We'll always be there for you.